Hello everyone! Today I'm finally back with another collection update video. You basically see a photo right now of all of the binders that I have. Yeah, there are a lot. And I will split this video up in two parts. There will be, first you will see everything non-GOT7 related, so every group except for GOT7, and all of my GOT7 stuff will have its own video because there are, wait, let me count, 8 binders only GOT7 related. So let's do that one in its own video and everything else will be in this video. So you will see iKON, Ateez, EXO, Woodz, Winner, Kang Daniel, Victor and Stray Kids in this video. Because these are all of the groups or all of the artists that I collect except for GOT7. Yeah, you will see all of those binders now. I did my last collection update video like a year ago. I posted it on January 5th, I think, or definitely in the beginning of January. And for me right now it's January 9th. So it's almost a complete year since the last video, since the last collection update. And kind of a lot has happened, kind of not a lot has happened. Since then I only added one group, which is iKON. Yay about that. But before I filmed the last video, I only started Ateez and EXO, so basically nothing was in those binders, so you will see definitely a progress in that. So you will see my iKON binder for the first time in a collection update, and you actually only, if you watch my channel for a longer time now, you have only seen it once because I only have set up this binder. Yeah. So let's actually start with the iKON binder, which is laying right in front of me. Ta-da! I will also try to tell you what my collection goals for this year are, because for me it is still the beginning of the year. I don't know, I think I will upload this end of January, so it will be not really the beginning of the year anymore for you, but for me it is, so I will definitely tell you my collection goals as well. So this is my iKON binder. This is my first page and I do collect OT7. I actually collect OT all for all of the groups that I collect, so yeah, I'm just crazy. So we have the first album, the debut half album, Welcome Back. I will not gonna tell you too much things about it because I mean, I will tell you about the versions and everything, but other than that, I will try to rush through all of the binders because, like I said, there are a lot. So yeah, that was the first version. You got 2 in an album, so you got, if you pulled this Gen 1 card, you will also pull this Gen 1 card. That's the reason why I have it for now, but I have more on the way. So that's pretty exciting. This was the white version, and then we already come into their debut full album. I also put in bigger inclusions for most of the groups that I collect, if you get them in the albums. I don't really collect bigger inclusions that were random. So for the full album I did like a member spread, so all 4 cards of one member are on the same page. I really like this setup actually. I would get that asked so many times, I do already know it. Those sleeves are from Veloflex, I will put it on the screen. Yeah, bigger inclusions, and also the Ateez bigger inclusions, they all fit in here pretty nicely, so yeah. This is the silver border for this version. This also has a silver border, but this has like the light background and this has like the darker background. And we also, wait, I just told you that I'm not collecting bigger inclusions. I do not collect bigger inclusions except for Polaroids. I'm just a sucker for Polaroids, so I am collecting those. I just love them. We have the red version Polaroids first and then the green version Polaroids. Beginning from here, I did some member pages again. Yeah, haven't glued them down. Well. But for now it's kind of okay how they are. Yeah, I'm still missing a lot. This time I decided to start with the collection I have the least amount of cards for, because there's a hair in here. Wait, let me remove that real quick. I think I did like that for the last video as well. I thought I would show you the most saddest collections first, and then we will get into the collections that have more cards in it. We have New Kids Begin. We have the bold version, and I just love these cards. I just love concept cards or non-selfie cards. When they look cohesive on a page, I just really love that. So we have the dope version, Then we come into return. Once again, we have some concept cards that I like, but we also have some selfie cards. Those two are the red version, and then we come into the black version. And it also came with some postcards. They were not random, so I cannot tell you if those were the red ones and those were the green ones. But I just threw them in here. Then we come to New Kids Continue. We have the red version again and the blue version. And we also have the bigger inclusions. Those weren't random as well, so I put them in here. We come to the final red out version. Why couldn't they call it red version as they did for the other versions? But we have the red out version and the black out version. Then we have the repackage, and now it's called red version again. Why not? And the black version. And it also came with two postcards, so I just put them in here. And then we come into I Decide. From I Decide on, Hanbin wasn't part of the group anymore, so I will collect OT6 going onwards. Those were the bigger inclusions for the red version and now for the green version. And those are the photo cards for the red version and the photo cards for the green version. Okay, that was really fast. Like I said, I'm just trying to get through everything as quickly as possible, so this video will not be too long, but it will give you like an overlook over my whole collections, and that is what I'm trying to do with these videos. If you want to know anything about the cards or anything, just write me like the timestamp in the comments and like which cards you mean, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That would be helpful, so I just know what you're talking about. So if you have any questions about it, just let me know. For most of the groups, I'm only collecting album cards, so it's not really that much that I can tell you about the cards because they're just the normal album cards. But yeah, for other groups, I have a little bit of different cards. So the next binder that I will show you is my Ateez binder. I haven't told you my goal for my iKON collection for this year. So if we're lucky, we were gonna get a comeback this year. I mean, they haven't had a comeback for ages, so it would be possible that we would get a comeback this year. That would be cool. So definitely try to collect those cards as fast as possible, because my collection routine is like get the newest album done as soon as possible, and then we can catch up with the older cards. And that works out pretty well for me personally. So if they will have a new comeback, I will definitely try to do that. For the older cards, I mean, it would be great if I could finish them this year, because the hearts aren't that hard to get. I mean, okay, wait, let's say it like this. I want to complete every single member except for Hanbin and Jimwon, because those two members will be just the hardest to complete. So yeah, let's say that is my goal for this year. So now we're getting into my Ateez binder. Ateez actually has a front cover. iKON does not have one yet, so definitely need to do that one still. But yeah, this is my front cover for my Ateez binder. Wait, let's say for my first Ateez binder, because as you can see, this one is completely full. And I already started the second one for the epilogue album, so yeah. This is the first page. I will need to switch this one out, because when I started collecting Ateez, the Fever Part 1 album was kind of my first album, like my first comeback, and Mingyu wasn't in it, so I just had so many albums left over, and I always do like the first pages from the leftover albums that I have. So yeah, Mingyu wasn't in it, so he's sadly not on here, but I will definitely replace this one with a Part 3 album that I have left. Okay, so first album, Treasure Epilogue 1 All to Zero. I only know that because it's written on here. Ateez and EXO are the two groups that I have no idea about the versions or about the album names. I mean, I know the album names, but yeah, I'm just always confused when it comes to those two groups. I'm really sorry about that. But that's also the reason why I do album covers in my album, so I can pretend that I know what I'm talking about, but only because it's written right here. I'm just in general really bad with names, so if I do call a member the wrong way, that's also possible. Like I said, I'm just really bad with names and remembering stuff, so yeah, that's the reason why I do album covers. So we have the first album. For Ateez, I kind of changed it up a little bit, because they also have some bigger inclusions that I really like, that I always want to put in here. But this binder was completely full until until Fever Part 2, and I had Fever Part 3 and Fever Epilogue in a new binder already. but I changed it up a little bit yesterday, so for now I'm only keeping one version for each album in my binder for the bigger inclusions. Those are the photo cards. You will see this binder is still looking pretty sad. I mean, it's definitely looking better than last time you saw it in a collection update, but I haven't put in a lot of cards because I want to film a complete my Ateez collection video with me. I'm only missing 11 more cards for Ateez. So I'm hoping to finish this one this year. I mean 11 cards, come on. Not talking about the Fever Epilogue cards, I'm still missing a lot of those, but for the older cards I'm only missing 11 cards, so that would be really cool. And I will also complete my Zero Fever Part Epilogue. No, why am I always saying part? Zero Fever Epilogue, that is what the newest album is called, video with me, because I always do that for newer comebacks, because it works out for me. Like I said, I try to complete them pretty fast. So we have the second album, Treasure Epilogue 021. Those are the bigger inclusions that I decided to keep in here. And I think those two, are those from the other version? No, those two are from the other version, so I kept the ones from this version and also from this version. Or was it? Can't remember. No, it had two versions, right? Wait, let me think. No, it had two versions. No, it only had one version. It only had one version. Never mind. Just pretend I haven't said that. So those are the photo cards. Like I said, I think I'm only missing 2 more from the side. I definitely have all of San cards. Why is San's card not in here? I haven't put in Ateez cards since 3 months ago. Wait, let me show you the cards that I have. For Ateez, I have all of these cards laying around. So yeah, like I said, this is the Sun card that I was just talking about. I do have most of the cards here. Like I said, I'm missing 11 more, but I want to do like one video only for Ateez where I complete this binder. So that will hopefully happen pretty soon this year. Then we come into EP3, Treasure EP3, one to all. For this, I decided to only keep the wave inclusions in here. Because the illusion cards are my favorite because they're just so bright and colorful, and that's not really my favorite. And it kind of looks cool because the wave version is also the first version that I put in here. But I am collecting the photo cards for the illusion version. Then we come into Treasure EP Fiend, All to Action. I also kept only the inclusions from one version in here, but I kept the unit ones from the second one because I really like them. We have the A version and we have the Z version. Coming into the next album, Treasure Epilogue Action to Answer. And for this I actually kept both versions, as you can see, because they're just my favorite. The background is simple, the background is gray, they're looking really good in those, so that's just my thing that I really like. And I mean, Mingi has red hair, so we had to keep it in here. Yeah, this is the A version and then the Z version again. And this is the last Songma card that I'm missing, I think. Or is it the next one? Yeah, no, this is the last Songma card that I'm missing, so hopefully can complete that one. Then we come into the Zero. We always thought it was a trilogy, but now it has the epilogue, so yeah. We come into the Zero series. This is Fever Part 1. Did I just say Mingi wasn't in Fever Part 1, or did I say he wasn't in Fever Part 2? Can't remember. But yeah, and this album is actually the only album that I'm missing a version. I'm missing the diary version because I was like, no, I'm not gonna buy that one new because I don't need the card that it's in, because I'm not collecting those. So yeah, I only have the bigger inclusions from the Thanks version, is this one I think, and this one is the Inception version, right? Or is it the other way around? Once again, I get confused, that's why I have those in here. So this is the Thanks version, and this is the Inception version then. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so I have those two from the Inception version, because those two are kind of my favorite version, the Inception version, but I decided to put them in here, the Thanks version in here, because it looks better when I have those two here with those cards. Don't ask me why. And here will come the group card from the diary version, so we basically have all three versions in here. And I have the diary version on the way, actually, without any inclusions, so yeah. So we have the Thanks version, the first one, and the second one. And I just love these cards. They kind of look cohesive with each other, because there's not like that much going on in the background, and they're all far away, they all have a camera in their hand. I just love these pictures also for those. I just love them. I mean, Hongjung is the only one that stands out, but that's fine. But like I said, I just love non-selfie cards. So yeah, then we come into the Inception version, and this is just one of my favorite Yeosan cards. Yeah, and then we have this Mingi MMT card on the back, because I just had it in a Neo package and I love it. So I had to keep it. So it's right here. Fun story about this one. It happened yesterday, so I just want to get it out of my head. So I told about it. This card is one of the last Yuno cards that I'm missing. And I thought I did not have it on the way. I bought it on NeoQ a few times and it was always cancelled on me. And last night when I was putting back the bigger inclusions into the albums, I just pulled this card out of my album. So apparently I forgot to pull it out or whatever. So I have this card now, so yay. And then we come into Zero Fever Part 2. Like I said, for some groups I have different things than only album cards. Those are 3 Sun pre-order cards. Maybe editing Natalie can put on the names because I have no idea where they are from, if I'm being honest. No, this one is the Apple Music. This one is the Apple Music, I do know that one. But I will actually gonna switch them out later on because they basically look the same as the album cards, so yeah. And you just saw when I showed you the Ateez cards that I have an OT7 set of pre-order cards, some holo cards, so I decided to put them in here. And I decided to keep in 2 versions for this one. If I remember correctly, this one is the A version and this one is the diary version. I just love both versions, so I just had to keep both of them in here. Then we have the 3 limited cards. This is the A version, the diary version, and the set version. Then we come into the normal album cards, A version 1, A version 2. Normal album cards for the diary version 1, and diary version 2. I should switch this filler out with the fix-on instead of the eyes-on, because I realized later on that fix-on is kind of Mingi's thing. Don't ask me why I never get that before. But yeah, I wanted to have some Mingi on this page, so that's the reason why I put this one here. Because he did sing in the song, but he just wasn't in the music video and also not in the comeback stages because he wasn't doing the promo with them at the time. Yeah. First version for the set version and the second version. Coming into this one is missing, right? Because I only put this back in here because now it has some space because I put out the bigger inclusions. So here will be the album cover. Why is this one missing? Here will be the album cover for Zero Fever Part 3. We will have 3 Sun cards right here again. Was this the Apple Music one? Can't remember. I will put it on the screen again. And one is in a pile over there that I still need to put in here. No, this is the Apple Music because I kept an OT8 set for this. This is the Apple Music pre-order set. And I kept the cards from the diary version because I just love them. And I will also do a first page out of the diary version because I have some of them left. So we are coming into the limited cards. This is the A version limited set, the diary version limited set, and the set version. Also the limited set. Coming into the normal album cards, my setup for those are basically always the same because it was always the same amount of cards and like the same. There were 3 limited cards for each member and you know what I mean, and 6 normal album cards. So this is the first version from the A version and the second one. First diary version. If you watched my OT8 Zero Fever Part 3 video, you realized I have not gotten that Yuno card. I thought I had it and was filming the video and was really disappointed that I did not have it, but it is actually on the way. I bought it 2 days ago, so it will finally be in here hopefully soon. And the first set version and the second set version. And this still has the album cover from Zero Fever Epilogue. Just look at it now, keep it in your head, and when we will open up the other binder, just picture this frame right there. And this is my second Ateez binder. We have the ticket for the concert in Berlin in here. Yeah, it just got postponed 2 days ago, so let's see when this will happen. But I just kept it in here to keep it safe. And I don't have a first page yet that I still need to do out of some albums that I have left from this. Oh, wait. Dang it, I don't have any albums left from this Well, because I wanted to put in a first page from the other album, so I was like, nah, I can sell all of the albums. Whoops. Okay, never mind. Let's see if we can find a cheap one on the OKO or something. So you just saw the album cover that I showed you in my last banner. You can see it right here, right? So those will be all of Sans pre-order cards. I cannot tell you which one is which, but I know that one of them is from K-Town for you, one of them is from Sonara, and one of them is from Apple Music. Don't ask me which one is which. But yeah, those are the pre-order cards that I have for now, and 3 more will arrive tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. This is how the first limited, like the A limited version will look like. This is the diary limited version, the set limited version, first version for the A normal album cards, second one. First diary version, and I just love the diary cards. They're non-selfie cards. Starting with first, they're non-selfie cards. They're taken like with a film camera or with a filter that looks like a film camera. We have some random random cards like this. We have a little song. Oh, where is he? Will he be on this page? I think so. It's the second normal album card where he looks like he's straight out from Slytherin. I just love these cards. This is the first version for the set version and the second version, and this time I put the bigger inclusions at the back. Actually, should I change it up? I always have the bigger inclusions in the front. Yeah, let's change it up later on. But these are the cards that I decided to keep for this version. This is the A version actually, so I decided to keep this one in because the diary version, like I said, is my favorite version from this album. But they choose these pictures for the diary version, so I decided to only keep this one because I think it's funny. And I also decided to keep those 2 from the set version. And that already was my second Ateez binder. Right before I started Ateez, I started EXO. Basically, I started them at the same time. And EXO is probably my most sad looking binder that I have. And it still looks pretty sad, but I have all of these cards right here. If you watch my channel for a longer time now, why is there a GOT7 card in here? Weird. If you watch my channel for a longer time now, you know that sometimes I just have those really lazy phases in my life where I don't want to do anything. And if my binder isn't set up for it, I just don't put the cards in. I mean, they're safe, they're in a box, so nothing will gonna happen to them. But still. And I personally am the type of collector or the type of binder person. I only can put in the cards if I have my binder set up for it. I hate the feeling of putting in stuff and then shuffling it around later. I personally just can't do it. Props to everyone out there who can do it. I just can't. I always pretend that I'm really organized and then I'm not, as you can see right here. So I just wanted to show those to you real quick. I mean, we have all of the Don't Fight the Feeling cards here. I'm done with that collection, but I haven't put it in, even though that one which would be set up. But yeah, don't ask me why. I just have those phases in my life. And also, I think the biggest change in my binders is actually when you last saw this binder, I had some dark gray paper in here, and I actually switched it out last year. So that's probably the biggest change in those binders, and that's also the reason why some things are really messed up. As you can see right here, I did have a first page for EXO, but I ruined it because I was like, let's do something else. Also, like, buy an old album that I can put in there. Yeah, so that is pretty messed up. So we have the first album, the Mama album. This is the A version. This is the version that is the hardest to get. But I actually just bought the Sehun card, not Sehun, what is he called? Suho. I actually just bought the Suho card in New for a really good price, and I'm really happy about that. It will take me a while, and this page is also the reason why I will definitely not complete this collection this year. I try to make everything. I will try to finish this one except for this page, but that will probably not gonna happen. And another thing that has changed, I actually decided to collect OT11, but my binder isn't set up for it. So here will be Tao and Luhan's A version cards, and there will be the B version cards, and I still need to put in the filler. Then we come into the B version from Mama. I do have some cards for those, so that's pretty cool. Then we come into XOXO. Those two slots will be filled with Tao and Luhan again. Other way around, Luhan and Tao. Wait, Luhan is older, right? Don't remember right now. And these are the OT9 cards. Right, that is also something that changed. I was only collecting OT8 before. But yeah, never mind. We have a Crown. Almost complete with this one. Once again, Luhan and Tao, because there's the one version and then the other version. Spiner's looking so sad. I mean, then we come into Overdose. Once again, Tao and Luhan. This page is almost complete, and I think I do have those 2 cards, so this one will be my first page that will be completed, but we all knew that this one would be the first one because everyone hates it. I don't know if I hate it or if I like it. I do kind of like it because it looks so cohesive again on one page. Then we come into Exodus. This is the Korean version. Why is there no placeholder? Oh right, I took that card out for a favorite. Oh, that is also something. If there's a slot where it doesn't has a placeholder in it, it's probably because we filmed a complete, no, not complete, what am I talking about? We filmed my favorite and least favorite PCs video. Ines and I did that, and I still haven't put them in. So yeah, and it was over 2 months ago that we filmed that one. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. Tao and Tao, Korean version, Chinese version, because Luhan wasn't in this comic anymore. This is the Chinese version. Then we come into Love Me Right, Korean version. Again, Lei is not in here. I mean, Lei is my overall bias in EXO, so yeah, never mind. We have the Chinese version. Then we come into Sing For You. For Sing For You, I only collected one version because, you know why. Then we come into Exact. This is the Monster version and this is the Lucky One version. I don't have gray paper in here and I don't have an album cover for this album because I changed it out. So this is the Korean version and the Chinese version. Same goes for this one. Oh, this was Lotto, I haven't told you that. This was Lotto Korean version and Lotto Chinese version. Then we come into Sing For You, right? No, Universe. Was it Universe or Sing For You? Wait, let me see. It was Universe. For Universe, I'm only collecting one version. Yeah. Let's just... I'm decided to only collect one. Then we come into The War. This is the regular B version and the private version. And then Lei wasn't in there. Normally I change my layout so the filler will be in the middle and we have 8 cards around. But sometimes Lei has a card, sometimes Lei doesn't have a card, and I don't want to switch up the other members' slots, so yeah. And then we come into The Power of Music. Once again, the album cover is missing because I just switched it out. This page looks so sad because I never bought a card because I always was like, okay, I want to buy the album first so I can put in the cards with it because, you know, maybe you will pull a card. Because EXO is actually the only group that I don't have a completed album collection for. That was already a goal in 2021. Did not work out, but maybe it will work. No, let's be real. It will not work out this year as well, but next year. I want to be done with albums next year with EXO. But I really like these cards, they look pretty cool. Then, no, this is Universe, right? Because I'm collecting both cards for Universe. Which one? For Life. Was the album called For Life? Wait, let me check. The one where I only collected one version. Not this one. Where was it? This one right here. Is this For Life? Yeah, it is called For Life. So For Life, I'm only collecting one version because I think this one was the one where I think I did not like the Suho card for this one, or it was for Sing For You. For one of those versions, I did not like the Suho card, so I only decided to collect one and like collect the one that I like more for both. Collect only the one that I like more. Yeah, it was For Life, because for Sing For You, the Korean and the Chinese one look the same. Right. Okay, so, and I cannot tell you for Sing For You if I have the Korean or Chinese one. I mean, I could tell you if I looked at the back, but I don't really care. That is what I was trying to say. This is Universe, because we're trying to collect both versions. I will probably never have that card, but never mind. And then we come into Don't Mess Up My Tempo. This is the Allegro version, the Moderato, Andante, and Vivace. And Vivace actually has a lay card, so he will be on this page again. Then we come into Love Shot. Once again, album cover is missing. Love version and Shot version. We come into Obsession. For Obsession there were only 6 members because 2 were in the military and Lei was in China. And for this album I decided, because I don't know why, but Obsession is the hardest album to get. I mean, except for the Mama A version cards, but Obsession is just the album that the cards are the most expensive for, and I don't know why, because it's still in print. I mean, you can, I don't know if it's still in print or not, but you can definitely get this album more easily than the other albums, but never mind. So I decided to only collect one EXO version and one version from the Obsession album, because there was an EXO version, an XXO version, and an Obsession version. I don't really like the EXO version, I'm gonna be honest. So that's why I decided to only collect one EXO version, nothing from XXO, and only one from Obsession version. And then we come into Don't Fight the Feeling. Like I said, like I just showed you, I have all of the cards. I just never put them in. So those will be the ARPCs. Those will have all of Shumin's and Baekhyun's card that I will collect. I will only collect the photo book version 2 cards, the ID cards, and the expansion version cards. Same goes for Kyungsu and Chanyeol, and same goes for Sehun and Kai. Yeah, so that happened. And that was everything for this EXO binder. But I actually have a second one, because EXO has a lot of units and a lot of solo stuff. So yeah, let's get out that one binder. So this is the back, not the back, the front of my EXO unit and solo binder. Back when I started collecting EXO, they only had EXO CBX and EXO SC as a unit, and Baekhyun had his solo. Let me think, I think Suho already had his solo and Chen definitely had his solo. But I'm not gonna collect those two because their kind of music, their solo music isn't really what I listen to, so I don't think I will gonna collect the photo cards. Same goes for Kyungsu's album that came out after I started this binder, but Kyungsu's music isn't really my type of music, so I decided not to collect it. And Baekhyun already had his solo, but Baekhyun is in the EXO CBX unit, so I did not had a need to put him as a solo artist on the front. And Kai did not have his backup, his comeback, his debut as a solo artist back then, so that's the reason why he's not on here. I will definitely need to switch that one out. For the unit and the solo binder, I decided to put them in as they had their debuts, so we're starting off with EXO CBX. Once again, you know, need to change everything. We have Hey Mama as the first album. I actually just completed EXO CBX albums 3 days ago, so that's pretty exciting. And I pulled actually one card that I was still missing. I did not pull anything for Hey Mama, but I'm only missing 3 cards. But I pulled one for Blooming Days. And I think it was this one. Yeah, this one I pulled. So we have CBX, so Chan, Baekhyun, Shumin on one row. Same goes for here, and then a unit one in the middle. Yeah, same goes for this one. Really like those. And I did actually collect those because those weren't random in the album, so I decided to keep them, and I really like them. And then we come into Baekhyun's solo. I think I will actually change this up so he has his own like first page. I did that for GOT7 recently, and I really liked it, so I think I will do it for this one as well. So starting off with City Lights, we have the day version and night version, and those 2 are Kino cards. I actually have one of them. Don't ask me which one I have, but I still need to buy the Kino, so yeah. Then we come into the light. We have the message cards first. Wait, oh, do I still know the versions? Cinnamon, Honey, Mint? Were those the album names? One was called Cinnamon and one was Mint. Was the other one Honey? I can't remember. Yeah, still missing this one. No, I'm actually not missing this one. I have it laying over there. I just need to put it in. And those were the album cards. Once again, I think it was Cinnamon, Honey, Mint. I think I'm completely wrong about this one right now. I can't remember. He also had like a 4th version that came out way later, the chemistry version, so those 2 cards are from there. And the 3 Kino cards we got on here still did not buy the Kino card, so that's the reason why I have not changed that yet. Then we come into EXO SC. We have the yellow version, we have the pink version. For the yellow version you could only pull Sehun cards, and for the pink version you could only pull Chanyeol cards. So 3 here, and a Chanyeol, Sehun, that is Sehun, filler in the middle, and then we have a Chanyeol filler right here. Once again, yellow and pink version, and those are the name tag thingies and the stickers. I do have this one, I just need to put it in. And it also came with some postcards. And those are the Kino cards, if I remember correctly. Do I have the Kinos? Wait, let me think. I only have Sehun's version. I still need to get this one. Yeah, right, because I pulled this one. I have no idea if I will ever get that, because Kino cards, once again, for Obsession and for the units and for the solos are just really hard to find. So don't know if I will ever get them, but yeah, this will be like the second last page that I will finish. Then we come into 1 billion views. These are the postcards. Am I missing that many postcards? Or do I have them laying around again? Well, okay, now for the version names. Wait, let me think. There was a Parkview version and an Ocean View version. And what was the third one called? Paradise. It was the Paradise version. The unit one was the Paradise version. Yay, I remember that. Yeah. These are the normal album cards, and then I decided to collect one Kino, like one Sehun Kino, because SC, so I put Sehun first all the time, even though he's the magne. One Sehun Kino card and one Chanyeol Kino card. Nope, I decided to collect all of them. So we have the unit cards here, Sehun's cards here, and Chanyeol's cards here. That would probably never happen, but you know, let's dream a little bit. Before I started my EXO collection and my Ateez collection, I actually started multiple collections at once again. I started one Woodz and Kang Daniel kind of around the same time. Same goes for Winner. No, I kind of started Winner after that. I mean, let's do all 3 solo artists that I'm collecting now, and then we're gonna do Winner. So let's start with one. This is my one binder, and we were done with this one binder in 1 minute. Get the joke? If you don't know one, his real name is Jang Jae-won. I don't know if that tells you more, probably not. He was an artist on the YG. After his first album, he got out of YG and kind of did his own label and brought out one album, and after that we have never seen anything about. I mean, we have seen him, he brought out some magazines and everything, but yeah, no new music from him. But I am hoping that we will get some new music, maybe. That would be nice. So this is my first page. This is one of my favorite first pages. It is so simple, but I love it. It's out of his One Day album from the day version, I think. The AM version, I think. This binder looks exactly the same as last time, as like in my last collection update video, because those were probably the hardest cards I ever needed to find. I bought so many albums just to pull those cards, but I always pulled those 2 cards. So those 2 cards will be the AM version, and those 2 cards will be the PM version. But I found it on EOQ, yes! They're also over there, I just need to put them in here. And then for his second album, Private One, yeah, there was only 1 card. It is double-sided. You can't see it, but it is double-sided. Wait, let me show it to you. There we go. Wait, let's actually put this one here. I like this one today more. So it is different than the last time you saw it. Ta-da! Yeah, and that is everything that I have for one. But his music is one of my favorite albums. I listen to it all the time. So I'm really sad that he's not bringing out new music. But I mean, he did some magazine photo shoots, so hopefully he will do some music again. And it's not even worth it, its own binder, but for me, every single artist has his own binder, so one will get his own binder as well. Right here we have my Woodz binder. I did not collect him back when he was in X1. I just got to know him when he was already a solo artist, so yeah, that's the reason why I'm only collecting these things for him. This is my first page for him. And then we start off with Equal. Why is this card not? This was also one of the cards from my favorite / least favorite video, because I actually do have this album completed. This is Equal. For Woodz, I'm only collecting album cards once again. but not even all of them. For Equal, I collected 24, simply because I really love my 6 cards on one page layout, where you can do a filler in the middle. And he had 25 cards and there was one left over, and I did not like that one card, so I decided to collect 24, and those two fit pretty well with each other on one page, so I decided to do that. Yeah, like I said, only the album cards. I just loved Equal, the music and also the cards. I just really liked them. And I did also like the bigger inclusions, so I did put them into my binder. But I think I did not put in like the bluish, darkish concept, or did I? Oh, I did. Okay, here it is. I mean, right now I still have some space in here left, so I can do it. Later on I will do it basically the same as I'm doing it with Ateez, to only put in the versions that I like the most. Then we come into Woodz. Same as for Equal, I only collected 24 of his Woodz cards, because there were some... No, did I collect less? I think I collected less than that. Wait, how many did I collect? I did only collect 80 cards. Because I'm not the biggest fan of his curly blonde hair. But I mean, this one has Ming Ming on it, so I had to keep it. And I think this is a special pre-order card, wasn't it? I think it was, but I can't remember. Yeah, the other ones I just didn't really like. Woodz is kind of the only person that I can decide to collect some cards or not collect some cards. Because for Woodz, it's either I hate it, like I really don't like it, or I love it. So yeah, these are the bigger album inclusions that I decided to put in here. I think I haven't put... Did I put in all of them? Can't remember right now. Then we come into set. I love the set cards. So we have... This is a special pre-order card. Don't ask me where it's from. Did I mix QR code cards and normal album cards together? I think I did, because I did not collect all of them. No, I did. Okay, so those are the QR cards, because those are in front of the other things, so they're limited, so they were pre-order. So those were the QR codes. Yeah, probably. Can't remember right now. Those were the bigger inclusions. I think so, yeah, because there will be some photo cards after those. Aha. And those are the normal album cards. This one I took out because, you know, like I said, for the favorite and least favorite PC video, and this one is right over there. I'm also done with this album, and I also did not collect all of these cards. I think were there 25 again? I only collected 18 again. And as you can see, there's not the newest album. What was the newest album called? Only Love Is Left. That is what the album was called. Music-wise, it was my favorite album of his until now. But concept-wise, I just don't really like him with long hair. So there will only be one page with pre-order cards and normal album cards. With pre-order cards, I mean the limited cards. There will be like 3 limited cards on top, 1 message card in the middle, and 2 normal photo cards right here, and a filler. But I haven't set it up yet, so yeah, that one will be in another video. And this is my last solo artist binder. This has all of Kang Daniel's things in it. Once again, I did not stan him or collect him in 101, but only found out about him once he had his solo debut. But for now, I'm kind of collecting everything. Did he had some pre-order cards? I wasn't even aware if he has some or not, but for him, I'm only collecting album things. This one is so dirty. Why is it like that? And we have his debut album, Color On Me. There will be a filler in here. Well, I have this card over there. I'm actually done with Kang Daniel, so that's pretty exciting. It came with random film strips that I have in here, and it also came with those postcards. And this weird ass, they call it bookmark, but what if the bookmark is bigger than the book? Never mind. Then we come into CN. Those weren't random anymore, but I have all of them. Filler is missing. I do have those 2 cards. Wait, I just lied to you. I said that I collect everything for Kang Daniel. That was a lie. Because with Magenta, this album, no, this one is also CN, right? No, it was Magenta. With Magenta starting, he had just way too many photo cards, and Kang Daniel is already really hard to collect, so I decided to not collect all of his cards moving on, except for if his older cards were not gonna be that hard to get anymore, or if he will do less cards again. This one is a K-Town for You pre-order card, and same... Wait, there were 2. What was this one also a pre-order card? This one definitely was one, and I can't remember which one was the one. Why do I not have the lenticular in here? There was an Lenticular for Magenta, right? Can't remember. I collected 7 concept cards, like non-selfie cards, and I decided to collect only 6 selfie cards. And they're right over there, so I just need to put them in here. Yeah, kind of a sad looking collection if I'm being honest, but yeah. I mean, for most of the groups that I collect, I don't care about buying more albums to pull the cards. For Kang Daniel, it doesn't really make sense to buy more albums, so yeah, it's gonna be a sad looking collection. Moving on. I actually just decided to make my updated collection video a 3-part video because the footage that I filmed until now is already over 50 minutes long, and I have 6 more binders to go, and 5 out of them are like full. So I think I will stop now, make this part 1 of the video, then there will be part 2 with Winner, Big Dan and Stray Kids, and then we will have one with only GOT7. I think that makes the most sense. So yeah, let's do that. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of the series. Thank you so much for watching, and maybe we'll see us in part 2 or part 3. Yay! Bye!